He is also the author of Hip Hop Leadership. Please welcome Paul Willis.
Good evening, everyone. It is so good to see y'all. Thank you. This moment is a little unreal. It's been almost 30 years since I was a Hennigan student.
All right.
Yeah. And it just seems like my life kind of keeps bringing me back to the Hennigan. Back in 2009, that fall. That's not when I was a student, but if you're wondering, like 96, 97, that was the years, I was at the Hennigan. But I came back in 2009 to serve the Hennigan community as Miss Woodard City here, in her 5th grade math classroom at the time. My principal was still there. Our music teacher's still here. That's incredible. I've come back a few other times to visit Mr. Hedgeman's 7th grade class, even this year, to come and connect. And this is just an unreal opportunity. So I appreciate y'all having me. Hip hop teaching artists, a lot of y'all are probably like, what is that? Well, let me start. Hip hop, it comes from this tradition of the West African griots who would travel from village to village, sharing poems, songs, stories, traditions through the word and through the drum, right? And we see that through like all of our music today. We have our beats, right? And we have our lyrics that go on top of those beats or those instrumentals, just like we heard, from our students just now. What's, I think, really important to know about this culture, right, that it comes from is the importance of values and storytelling and passing down these values that we really hold dear, right? It's no mystery why hip hop is connected with communities all over the world. It's because these values that keep us close, right? In the beginnings, this culture started by teenagers, peace, love, unity, having fun, right? But at 50 years old, this culture's learned a lot more. When we think about things like authenticity, self-expression, we think about inclusivity, collaboration, your ability to adapt and evolve in an ever-changing world, your ability to build community, right? All of those things are at the foundation of this culture. So, I wanted to kind of start there because I think language is important. And part of the language that I've learned through hip hop started with my education as a writer, right? When I was in 3rd grade, I used to write, creative nonfiction stories, poems, right? I used to write everything, and I used to write everywhere, like in my notebooks, on napkins, like anything that you could give me to write on, I would write with. And so I want to leave y'all with a couple of words that have really been resonating with me in the past couple of months that I think will be valuable to you as you take your next step, moving on from the 8th grade into high school and beyond. Those 3 words are this: it's promise, potential, and possibility. And we'll start with that first one, promise. When you think about promise, you might think about like the secrets that we keep for ourselves, for others in our family. You might also think about, the integrity, right, of keeping your promise to somebody, right, or to yourself, right? When you say you're going to do something and you do it, right, that integrity, even when no one is watching, is such an important skill, just asset to have. The way that I think about promise, though, really brings me to our second word, potential, because that's how I heard it used when people were around me growing up. There were people who believed in my potential and my ability to become whatever it was that I chose to become or wanted to become when I was a kid. I still have my 5th grade yearbook. And, in it, I wanted to be an NBA basketball player, a movie star, right, and a teacher. And while I never played in the NBA. I love basketball. I acted a little bit in high school, but being in the education space is what I do a lot of now. And so, again, your words have a tremendous amount of power to shape whoever it is that you want to become. And, I couldn't have told you when I was a child, exactly what it was, right? I had these dreams and these ideas of what my potential could offer. But, I remember being 18 years old, applying for colleges, and being really unsure about the direction for my future. And so there were people who came into my life at that time to help support me, even when things were unclear and unknown. And so, when you look around this auditorium, this beautiful theater here at Boston Arts Academy, you see your friends, right? You see your family members, you see your teachers, you see your peers. But I want y'all to also know that there are people who are not in this room today who are going to be there for you along your journey, right? People you don't know the names of, and you may be unsure about how you'll meet them or how they'll come into your lives. And again, it's really the power of the word, right? The power of the language that you speak. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. Look, the more you speak your intention into the world, right? The things that you want to do, the people you want to be around, the things that you care about, the more you know yourself, the more you attract those kinds of things and people to you. And it's not magic. It's what I call like the science of connection, right? When you say something and other people hear you say it, the next time they hear anybody talk about that thing, they're going to connect it back to the conversation they have with you, right? So it's not magic. It's the science of connection. Whatever you want, speak it into existence. It'll come for you. Yeah. And so that really just brings me to this last word, right? Possibility. When I left school and started to navigate the professional world, right, there are a lot of folks who will tell you, this is what you have to do to fit in, right? This is the status quo, right? And for folks who may not know what the status quo is, right, the status quo is like what everybody else is doing, right? It's the thing that is already established. Some people might consider the status quo to be safe, right? And I think what we found really in the past year, but the longer you're an adult, I think you'll start to see a lot of the systemic challenges that our country's facing, that our communities are facing, right? That our families are facing. And when you start to have language and you're able to kind of name what those things are, right, that cause oppression and pain and hurt, right, in our communities and in our larger world, you realize that the status quo is not going to cut it anymore. And so because of that, we need new realities. We need you all to be the dreamers, the people who can imagine and really learn from the past, right? Remix those lessons and bring it into our modern world, right? We got to learn from history in order to shape the world that's in front of us. In West Africa, there's a word for that. It's called Sankofa. It means to go back and get it when you translate it. But the way that we understand it in our kind of speech and our tongue is, you don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from. Yeah, and so to me, it's no surprise that I keep coming back home to Hennigan, right? I live in Eggleston Square in Jamaica Plain right now, right? My work brought me back to my community, right? To create new opportunities, to challenge minds, to encourage our young people to dream of new possibilities that don't exist and haven't existed in our world before. And Miss Woodard was right when she told y'all earlier, the idea that you're not in it alone. I know that, dreaming of a new world seems daunting, right? When somebody tells you that you are the leader of the next generation, that you can be the voice of the youth, it can seem really scary. But again, like, that's not a mantle or a responsibility that you carry in isolation, right? That's something that you do together. And so I'll leave you with this final kind of piece. And it's really kind of this song that's on my album. I wrote an album, book, and curriculum called Hip Hop Leadership. I've done many incredible things in my life, but the past 2 years working on this project has been one of the most special. And there's a song on the album called Community Building. It's chapter 10 in the book as well. Every song title on the album is matched with a chapter in the book. And so I was working with my students around this idea of community building, and they had to name kind of examples of that in their personal lives, in their community, in a larger world around them. And as we were talking about, again, so many of the things that, you know, are challenging for us, somebody said, you know, we got us, right? Like, that's the definition of community. No matter what happens out there in the world and in politics and, you know, social situations, right? Your community of people, the circle that you build around you, we got us. That's community. And so that's the hook for this piece. I just need y'all to say that with me. Can y'all say that with me? Okay, yeah. Because I can't come up here and tell you I'm a rapper without rapping. You know what I mean? So I'm teaching you the hook. Hip hop is all about like this engagement, right? This call and response. So I'm gonna really need y'all. So it goes like this. We got us, that's community. We got us, that's community.
We got us, that's community. We got us, that's community.
Come on.
We got us, that's community. We got us, that's community. We got us, that's community. We got us as community.
Leaders of the new school with building dreams. So it seems they disrupt hope by any means. Generations of pain we hold in our genes. Building unity and wealth. Cause bust not the scene.
Come on! Come on!
We build. Cause employment over eulogies we build. Mentorship and continuity we build. Cause we got us as community. Come on.
We got us as community.
Come on.
We got us as community. We got us as community.
Why we got us as community? Last time.
We got us as community. We got us as community. We got us as community. We got us as community.
Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Like family every time. If y'all want to stay connected with me, again, like, there's no record label behind me, right? I'm an independent artist. And so if you want to stay connected, if you want to learn more about the book or any of the cool stuff I'm working on, I'm going to California in 2 weeks for my book tour. Yeah. And so, again, if you want to stay connected, it's Paul Willis is Hip Hop. And that's everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, my email, all that good stuff. So if you want to find me, that's the social media handle. And if you're looking for more information about the book, we have a website. It's called hiphopleadershipbook.com. Right? You can find that there. You can order it. You can order curriculum if you want to use it. We also have the books on sale at Frugal Bookstore and Just Bookish, the only black-owned bookstores in the city of Boston. And so if you're looking for like a physical version of it, you want to go pick it up, you can, and that's where you get it from. Otherwise, if you order it from me, I'll ship it to you, make sure that you have it. But thank you all so much. I'm really excited to celebrate the class of 2020.
We would like to say thank you to Mr. Willis. He said at the beginning when he started his speech, he said that he's been connected to the Hennigan for the past 30 years, so we do not want him to miss the Hennigan, so we have
That's my mentor. Nah, that's my mentor. Thank you, thank you.
So we are going to continue with the ceremonial walk, and we are going to start with room 311. That is Ms. McLuhan's class.
What's up? Yeah, boy. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We got us. That's community. Yeah.
Let's go.